of great things going on this weekend. Got a lot to be thankful for, and thankful for each and every last one of y'all. That's for sure. And I'm glad you guys are here with me this morning. And this is a great way to start our weekend. And today, we have we're still going to run the plays, the same plays. Everybody's out shopping. We're in position to see all of our events. We have a lunch call for Don Johnson at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time, and then Ms. Omi will be running the presentations at 12:04 and 12:02 and 4. 12 o'clock it'll be the presentation that I do. 2 o'clock it'll be the presentation that Ms. Bean does for Rain, and then 4 o'clock it'll go right back to the presentation that I'll do. So I'll do one live, two recorded, and Mrs. Bean will do one as well. The most important thing in a situation is consistency. Okay, you guys want to make sure that you guys are extremely consistent, that you're as a predictable, that people that they don't have to ask, is Eddie close for business, or is Brenda's close for business, or you guys they want to know that you guys are out here doing your thing, right? And so high ticket sales, a great weekend for high ticket sales. People are out there spending money left and right, and this is the season of spending. Right? That's one thing that anybody and everybody who has anything to sell, they're out there selling it. They're already um, set up way before we even got into the winter season or the fall season. They already knew exactly what they were going to sell, how they were going to sell, what promotion they were going to use, all of that good stuff. Okay? And so this is what you want to make sure that around this time every year, you're already prepared. You already know exactly what your Black Friday sales are going to be, your Cyber Monday sales are going to be, what type of conversations you're going to be having with people going into the new year, get them consciously thinking about, how things did not go right in the current year that they're in, but also how they can be better, And so, like some of the conversations I'm having with people right now, just asking you right now where you're at in your career, where you're at in business, where you're just having general conversations, non-recruiting conversations, but asking questions, getting feelers, finding out where people are at in life, and then at some point in time the conversation shifts. Well, we got to look at Plan B's and C's now, and if you want things to be different, in the next year in 2025, you have to be different going into this year than you to go out here and set yourself up to where next year this time everything is different. Yeah, I'm really like if a person is having a situation where they're making $5 grand a month, I have no problem telling a person, you come in and follow a simple set of instructions without deviating from the plan, and next year this time you won't have a job. Right? Next year's time you should be making twice as much money as you're making now. Like just on residuals alone. Yeah, there's no reason in the world a person should not be at builder 8,000 in a year. Yeah. And I'm not even talking about sales for solar, sales for water, sales for Ripple, and stuff that's coming up in the very near future. I'm just talking about where a person should be if they follow the system. That's the thing people want uh, as well. They want that security. They really do want something that says, this is how much I'm going to make per month, even if I don't make a sale. And that's the thing you should be selling, right? Security, subscriptions, right? Predictability. Because I'm looking at, let's say somebody's having let's say somebody's doing pretty decent for themselves and gig on the side. Well, they're not pressed for money that much, but their retirement is not where it should be. Well, if a person's making, if they're building 2,000, you know, they can put $1,000 away in an S&P investment or whatever every month and take $1,000 and put it in the bank account. They build a 4,000, you can take $2,000 a month and invest, or $3,000 a month and invest, and put the rest, in a bank account and start a little travel fund. We have to start thinking outside the box because everybody that you're talking to, they're not broke, right? Everybody that you're talking to, they don't need money, right? Everybody that you're talking to, guys, they have a need. You can't be lazy in your conversations and your work ethic when it comes to finding out what that need is, right? And so don't think just because you have an opportunity for people to make a fortune that that's what's going to be a deciding factor. You know, don't think this because you have a high ticket situation where everybody can come in and figure out what they want to sell. You know, you solved everybody's problems. No, you have to know what actually is, or what that challenge actually is, or what that need actually is. Right? And that's the thing you really want to pay attention to. How get extracting the proper information. In the military, we call it getting intel. Okay. And so without the intel, you're going in the dark, you're going in with blind spots, and that's dangerous. And you can call somebody a life, literally, in the military, you can call somebody a lifestyle in business. Right. So that's kind of want to make sure you guys are in the right frame of mind. Now, again, I'm always going to be working. I have that Walmart mentality. This is what I do. This is what I've done. I know how to kick back and relax on the holiday, right? But the day before and the day after, I'm back to work, right? I kicked it. I probably added about a good 2.5, 3 pounds on Thursday. You know what I'm saying? I'm serious. I ate up some stuff. You know what I mean? I cracked a bunch of jokes. I beat up some people in dominoes, right? And whipped my son twice in Madden. And and so we had a ball. The Packers won, right? I mean, just hey, it is what it is. And then Friday I was back to work. Friday I was doing my thing. Friday I was making phone calls. Friday I was in my personal development, looking at some of the things that I can actually use to enhance my business acumen. So back to business, right? And so don't let those holiday lulls, kill your deals. Right? You get in a holiday frame of mind. Now, if if you're on vacation, that's different. And if you're out here, boom, you took off, you had the Thanksgiving somewhere else across the country in Miami, or I was just on vacation and you made a deal out of it. That's fine. You know, be where you're at. And you're probably on a vacation because you probably deserved it. But just make sure that you'll know that you're going on a vacation, so you bust your rear end before you get on that vacation, and then you bust it when you come back. Be prepared to go on it by making sure you do everything you're supposed to do before you leave, and then on the way back, you make sure that you double down and say, I got to catch up. I got to earn those days that I got to re-earn those days that I took off. It's all about mindset, guys. People, again, you know, um, who have great systems. Let's just give it to me. Let's give it to me because it's later. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah. And people who are, I had to get my coffee here. Ah, yeah, but people like when people are losing, guys, it's not because 'cause remember we all have the same systems, right? We all have the same company. We all have the same, affiliations with Freedom Forever. All had the same affiliation with Rain, H2O or Alcavita. And so we all have the same pay plan. But one thing we all don't have is we don't have the same work ethic. We don't have the same mentality, right? We don't have the same commitment. We don't have the same vision, right? And so these are some of the things you got to figure out. What's costing you money, right? Because again, if it's not making you money and it's costing you money, so you got to figure out what's costing you money. What do you need to get better at? Right? What do you need to stop doing? What do you need to do more of? Right? These are the time. This is the time of year you start asking yourself. Well, you should be asking yourself these type of questions every day. But right now, your 2025, if it resembles anything, like your 2024, you did not grow. You regressed. Yeah, you didn't better your situation. You hurt it. All right. And look at the people around you, your family, right? Your spouses, your children. Look at the people who you care. Some of you guys are caretakers for your parents, and then look at your teams. You not growing. Does that put them in a better situation or a worse situation? Because now it's external. Now you got to look at what's happening. Outside of you now. Who are you affecting outside of you now? And you can see real easy. We talk about sports all the time. Everybody's got their favorite sports, but wherever they play, that you have a specific number of people on each team on the court or on the field at one time, and all it takes is one person, right, to not do that job, and everybody else suffers. And, but when it's the main person, when it's the point guard or the people who are on the most important positions of those teams, they're supposed to be the brain and the leader of that team. When they make mistakes, those mistakes are even more detrimental, right? And so you guys are the leaders. You are the pitchers, right? You're the point guards. You're the ones calling the plays. You're the quarterbacks, right? You're the person who literally has that ball in their hand every play, period. The play starts with you, right? Even though it doesn't end with you, but it starts with you. You're the one that's setting it up. Point guard directs traffic, tells everybody where to be, calls the plays. The pitcher, again, makes sure that he protects everybody behind him by not making sure that person doesn't hit the ball, right? And so quarterback, same thing. They call audibles. You are the leader for your families and for your teams. So this is where you grow up. This is where you elevate, you take your business mind to the next level. This is where you have to make that shift, and it's a shift that is recognizable, right? When the people who are used to seeing you, people who are used to being around you, this is where people now they get to notice the difference, right? Something different about Earl. It's what something different about Landon. Man, Landon's doing more presentations now. Wow. He's really serious, man. Kathy is on all the calls now. And I use Kathy on this because she's on all the calls anyway. But just, man, Kathy's on every call, man. She's at every event. Kathy's out there in the streets with a boot on, knocking on doors. I remember that, Kathy. See, people talk about stuff like that. So this thing about when you do something special, something abnormal, something that somebody else would use as an excuse, people actually talk about that. People notice stuff like that. So one of them got a walking boot on out there knocking on doors. You got people making excuses with 2 good feet, but they're gonna turn around and complain about how much money they need or how much money they don't make. Man, go do something about it. Because when you go out there knocking on the door with boots on, first of all, you get favor from both sides. First of all, you got some people at your door. You knocking on somebody's door with a boot on, and like this lady is serious about what she's doing. Oh man, least I could do is give her 5 minutes and a cup of water. So, it's like that's special. You stick out like a sore thumb. And then when the leaders hear that, they give you favor because you're out there in the trenches doing what everybody else ain't doing. You're doing the exact opposite of what the masses are doing. You're making it happen while everybody else is making excuses. Okay. And that's what separates you guys from everybody else because you don't have to be here, but you don't have to get better either. Each and every last one of you here. That's why I really don't care about who doesn't plug in. I really don't. I don't focus on, like Jim Rome says, I don't focus on that. I don't subscribe to that. I don't take those classes. I don't care anything about the numbers not being bigger because I know on the back end, the numbers are going to be explosive. I understand, the law of reaping and sowing and reaping. I understand that. You have to go out here and do the work before you actually harvest the crop. So when I say, $250,000 a month in 2 years, I already understand that I'm in my seeding phase, right? My cultivation phase, my seeding phase, my fertilization phase. I'm going through that phase right now. Right now, I'm letting everybody know that I'm in business, this business. Right now, I'm letting everybody know on my team I'm serious about my business. I'm letting everybody know that I'm not, this business is going to be built with or without each and every last one. That's not one of you on this call right now today that feels like if you quit, I'm going to shut down because I lost you. I love you, but me losing you don't, you know, that don't stop anything. I had women who didn't know my value walk away from me. I'm still married. I'm still happy, happier than all of them. Bless their heart, like my grandma said, bless their heart. They didn't know no better. Forgive them, God, for they know not what they do. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying. So when people tell you no, pray for them. I don't joke about that. I understand what I have my hands on. I understand when I have a vision on something. right? And I know for a fact that that vision is going to come true, not because I'm waiting on the company to do it for me, but because I'm going to do it for the company. If you don't join me, you get to watch me. Okay, that's the thing. You have to figure out, what do you want people to watch when they're watching your production, when they're watching your commercials, when they're watching, your TV series, your social media series. They want to watch you winning. You want them to watch you winning. You want them to watch you losing, or watch you join another company, or watch you, not have anything to report. Just, you up there talking about something other than business, right? What are you putting out for people, to see? And then how are you going to take that to the next level? How are you going to go from a B-rated film to box office, right? And that's the thing. That's the transition. You need better managers. You need better production. Right? You need better producers. You need better actors. Right? You need better, co-stars. You need better extras. Right? You need better equipment. Right? And so, right now, but your entry into big films is B-rated films, and right now we're in a B-rated situation, and that's fine. We're relatively unknowns, basically. Include myself right now. When you go to a new company, guys, and you leave in an environment where people associate your success with that environment, you become a B-rated film because now they don't believe that you can do it on your own. And so everybody's in the same boat almost. And so for me, my goal is to make sure that we have box office smashes. Yeah, we bring home the purses, right? We come here and we want everybody to come work. Everybody wants to come work with us because we put the best film on tape, right? We put in work, and so everybody's gonna pay to show up to see exactly what what we're producing these days. Nobody out there really has anything, guys. I don't know if y'all noticed this or not. Y'all seen the industry. You got enemies out there collaborating because they have nothing else left. Yeah, you got people out there creating, training platforms because they can't make any money in their companies, right? You literally have network marketing companies folding, as you have, solar companies folding, right? In the next 2 or 3 weeks, what you guys are going to figure out is that Freedom is going to continue to become one of the biggest out there. Like, without acquiring anything, Freddie could still just become the biggest out there just by being in business because a lot of people are doing business wrong in the solar industry. Okay. So, but over the next 2 or 3 weeks, when you start seeing the collapses, Titan wasn't just the only one, and it won't be the last one. They're going under. A lot of them are going under. And that's unfortunate because this is the thing when you build something with the expectation that it may be gone one day, you go on a run, you go on a money grab, and you get the money first, and you worry about the extra later. You worry about all the other stuff later, and that's the problem with most of the companies that came up in the solar industry. Just like a lot of the companies that came up in the dot-com boom, a lot of them went on a money grab. A lot of them threw a company together and said, "We'll actually fix it on the run. We'll build it on the run." And then the bubble popped, and all of those companies start going away. Right, all right. Okay. So now you're starting to see a lot of companies get exposed because now because the need for solar is so big and so immense, you got people who are out there, doing everything they can to keep their doors open now. Now they're trying to make those corrections, right? And I'm just telling you right now, we're in a really good position. We're in a really good position. You just have to be better at your position. Yeah. So with that being said, I want to just start the morning with a word. And now I want to hear from y'all and kind of get y'all's successes, get y'all's wins, and get what y'all took from the week that was. And so we'll start here with Carla.
Good morning, Mr. Bean, and thank you for allowing me to share three things I want to share. First of all, I want to thank Miss Angel Trend for the training that she provided on Monday with the role play. And I had the bounty of role playing with Dale. And one of the things that she provided correction on is making the transition from, transitioning into the next step as far as moving the conversation along properly. So that was one of the lessons that I took from the role play this week with Miss Angel Trend. Secondly, um, on Friday, I think it was Chris Dietz. He was so patient in terms of helping someone learn how to do their script and to, just working and working with them. So that way that helped me. And the third thing, and this is from when with my practice with Miss Laura Johnson, being willing to be bad, to get good, to get great. So those are the three things I wanted to share. Thank you so much for allowing me to share this morning.
No problem. And the role play, I'm just telling you, and I'm, I'm really feeling that you guys really like the makeup. I actually like the feedback that I'm getting. They flip flopping of Idris and Angel. They're doing their things, and both of them are doing it on a high level. You got two experts out there killing it for y'all and taking time away from their days. I know Idris can be closing a deal on Monday night. So, again, make sure that when a person invests time, energy, and effort in you, make sure you reciprocate by taking what they did, what they taught you, and go out there and using it. Same thing with Angel. Knowing Angel, she could be at a networking event or something. She's at a networking event every day. So she's taking those time and that time and those moments, especially as a single parent, of three, that she could be spending that time with her kids, investing that time with her kids. So when someone's investing in you, reciprocate. The best way to say thank you is by doing thank you. Lip service never helps anybody. Okay. If you want people to continue to say, you know what, you don't want a person coming to a call resenting that they have to do the call for ungrateful people. That's the worst thing. Now that person is sowing bad seeds, right? And so I always come back like you're doing right now, Carla, giving kudos and props to people who are doing what they're doing. Because one thing I can tell you about leadership, though people lean on it, and rely on it, they take it for granted. And it's an unthankful situation for most people. Like most people just, you're gonna make money on me, so you're gonna have to do this. And that's how most people, really pay. That's how most people treat it. Like someone really has to do something for you, like you're entitled, right? And that's not it. And so when you're looking at a leader who's leading and nobody's appreciating, right? That person now gets a chance to say, you know what? Instead of me doing this for you, me as a person who does role playing all the time, I just go ahead and start my own little role play deal, and I can charge people in the industry $99 a month to teach them how to do what I do instead of doing it for free for people who don't appreciate me. He just can go out there and put together, a program on how to close deals. He can do a how-to 1, 2, 3 step and build a community and enroll for 199 and then it's $49 a month. And I'll teach you, I'll do one call a week, I promise you, on every Monday. And you get a chance with that $49 a month, you get a chance to have me, do this. And for extra $50 a month, I'll even sit in on one or two of your deals just to make sure you're doing it right. Just kind of give you some code. These people can come up with programs and they can get paid for what they do, right? But it's always the people that have that entitlement mindset and that broke mindset that ruins the deal for everybody. Okay. So I appreciate your call for starting it off with gratitude. And again, the scripts, guys, use the scripts, and the only reason you're using the scripts is because you don't have one of your own. If you had the script, if you had a conversation, you had the experience in industries where you can have to talk your way around it, you wouldn't need a script, right? The script is there for you. So master it, then put your spin on it, put your personality and your character on it, right? Because there's a lot of things that you can learn. Like Grant Cardone, I'm gonna just say right now, if you're in the system, guys, I don't make any money off Grant Cardone. The only way I make money off Grant Cardone is if you use his stuff and you win, right? So I'm giving you access to it, and because I give it to you for free, you take it for granted. Now, if I charge you $99 a month for it, right? You were like, man, he's just trying to make money off. Like, you can't have it both ways. Don't be a hypocrite. Because remember, the one thing you value the most is the thing that you don't have access to, and the thing that I take away from you, just like anybody else, they took something away from you, right? The free stuff that has tremendous value, that's when you want to pick it right, you know, and throw a tantrum. So don't have it. Go out there and be the leader. Go out there and be disciplined. Go out there and take advantage of the stuff that's out there. Because I'm gonna tell you, for those of you who have teams and plan on building teams and plan on building a sales force, imagine you're not even building a platform of builders. You're building a platform of salespeople. Why would you want your sales force to be trained killers? Every time you put somebody in front of them, it's a deal done. Why would the difference between a person who has a team that has no sales and a team that has everybody in the team doing 10 to 20 sales a month is skill set. Commitment to skill set, commitment to get better, and commitment to making sure your skill set pays off, right? And so when a person has that type of purpose and says, you know what, I want to make sure my people are in a position where they can win 100% of the time, and then I'm going to work and pour into the people who take full advantage of it. Yeah, skill set, commitment to getting better, commitment to evolving, commitment to being an animal in your industry, but also making other people around you better. Guys, that's how you make a fortune. That's how you become a Fortune 500 company from a $200 position. Yeah, the thought process has to change. You think because it's $200 to get in that it's not going to make you any money. You don't. You still. If you think like that, you don't see the big picture. That's inaccurate thinking, right? And so you have to get that you have to have some conversations. Man, if your thought process like that, call me. I'm serious because if you're trying to make the connection and because you'll have people say, well, no, I don't want to plug in. All I'm here to do is solar. You don't get it. It's still about you, right? Because if you really understood, people are paying $5,000 a month for leads, right? Some work, some don't, and you can plug into the system, right? And and put yourself in a position where one, you're learning and getting better at what you do, because nobody's the best at what they do. You're good at what you do, but you're not the best. You're not the best at business. You're not the best at solo. You're not the best at selling water. You're not the best at leadership. I'm not the best. Everybody can get better, right? That's one. Two, when you put yourself in a position where you become a part of the community, and the community is giving you free leads, right? For free, because you showed up, because you became personable, because you out here acting like Idris is here adding value, teaching and training on once every other Monday, and then when Angel becomes a mentor, she's been teaching and training every other Monday. Okay? When Landon becomes a mentor, he's been teaching and training every Thursday. All these people who are teaching and training and adding value, who you think the leads are going to go to? Those people who actually have made contributions, right? And so again, you can create a pipeline, an endless pipeline of referrals. You know how big this group is going to be? That's the thing. When you have thousands of people in this group and I'm calling you and I'm saying, hey, Idris, hey, Sabrina, because I know Sabrina's going to be a mentor. Hey, Sabrina, because that's one of her goals. Hey, Sabrina, I need you to do thing. Wendy's got somebody even though Wendy's a mentor in Maryland, by the way. Hey, Wendy, well, let's just say Wendy's not a mentor. And when I say, hey, Sabrina, Wendy need you to do a deal for her. Wendy said, when Sabrina's like, hey, look, I can't, I'm booked, call Carla. I got Carla. Carla's somebody's on my team. She's closing deals. She's great. Or call Brenda. And you got so many deals, coming through your pipeline and coming through the referral pipeline that you literally have to give them away. And that's the problem that you want. You want that problem. But it's amazing that the people who don't have the leads coming in at all don't want that solution, right? You don't see that solution. So, right now, this group is going to be by far the biggest group in the company as far as, people coming into it as builders and things like that. So don't get it twisted. This lead generating machine that we're creating right now organically, guys, I don't care what you pay for, it won't be able to compete with it. Period. Organic leads, people coming in, third party credibility. Please, no competition. They should never let me in this game. Dale.
Yes, sir, Mr. B. Man, you got me all fired up over here. About to run through about 10 walls. I'm serious. So not only that, this week, oh my God, man, this week. So, you're talking about, we do things based on principle, man, which, to me is everything. And the principles you laid out for going into the holidays and out of the holidays manifested itself. I mean, straight out of a book on Monday to tell you the difference between corporate and what we do, right? So
Right.
Monday, I wake up, I'm supposed to go to work. I get on the horn. I'm trying to get people in a meeting. I'm trying to close on $1.2 million worth of deals.
Hmm.
This, I can't get in touch with nobody. Can you believe that? $1.2 million, can't get in touch with nobody. But you know what? 6 o'clock Monday night, Miss Angel dropped about a $10 million nugget on me, like Miss Carla was explaining, on just a simple introduction, and then she went into what questions to ask after the introduction. Millionaire mentorship call Monday night. Tuesday, I'm still trying to get people on the phone. I finally get somebody on the phone, and I start talking to him about. He goes, Boudreaux, what? I see you on Facebook. What the hell you doing? So I sent him a video of Mr. Bean's presentation. Right? Guess what? I got to follow up with that guy today, because him and his wife are all excited about what we're doing. So Wednesday, I the whole 3 days I'm trying to get in touch with somebody. Finally, I get in touch with somebody in corporate, and I close on the $1.2 million this week, only because Grant Cardone, our system, and our principal.
Hmm.
Right? Wednesday, Idris calls me up. We was working on a deal. Educates me on the deal and the rebuttal from the client and how to handle it. See, this thing just keeps going, right? The whole time all of this is going on, I got the lead generator going. I'm getting leads. I'm not even working on leads and I'm getting leads. You know what I'm saying? So now I got to follow up on leads today, which is fantastic. But guess what? All the follow up is rooted in Grant Cardone, which we started 2.5 years ago, which Miss Angel trains on Monday nights. Idris trains on closing on Monday nights. Millionaire Mentorship Call Monday night. Training Saturday. We don't, corporations stop. We don't stop.
Hmm.
That's the principle. That's what I learned this week. And this is how, that's the big difference between when you have a system like Mr. Bean put together and the people we have, Jeremy, Philip Johnson, Landon, I mean, Miss Angel, everybody on this team. What Mr. Bean is talking about right now, this team, he ain't lying because he sees the future. That's why his company is named Foresight. That's why he's our leader. Thank you, Mr. Bean. I appreciate you.
Appreciate you. And that's the thing. We have so many different pockets of exceptional people that I forgot all about Jeremy, but Jeremy and Sabrina, they've been working together on the deal. I know you was a part of a deal as well that you're bringing to the table from the commercial aspect as well. But man, Jeremy is about as solid as they come when it comes to commercial. When it comes to business, let me say that. Okay. And so you talk about a person who is my go-between, my person who's my liaison, for the commercial side of things, guys, he buys me so much time, right? And if he's buying me time, he's making y'all money. Like he's talked to Sabrina and put Sabrina in touch with people. Now Sabrina went from in touch with the commercial company to having a conversation with the CEO of the company, and then back and forth. Now they're going through that process. And Sabrina, matter of fact, Sabrina, come off microphone real quick. Could you just just tell everybody what type of person Jeremy is when it comes to being a liaison? What type of value he brings to the table?
When I say Jeremy is that person you want in your corner, he makes sure meeting happened that I'm sitting here waiting for somebody. He was like, "Oh, did you get your response? Oh no, I'm calling right now." He gets everybody on the phone. He gets everything moving. Just to be able to, when Mr. Bean said that I could call Jeremy and ask him, that just opened up the floodgates for me because it connected us with a company that is connected with Bill, but it connected me with the expertise that I needed for my contract. And I'm talking about my brain is just blown. just the favor of God in this whole situation, from Jeremy to Mr. Bean to Mr. Wences to the contractor themselves.
Mhm.
This thing is phenomenal. Jeremy, I already told you, once this thing goes through, we have to go to dinner. This thing is that big. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And so, guys, again, this is, and I'll just put people in position for play, just because, this is, I don't allow, people who have bad intentions to have access to, our platform. Okay. And so when I look at, Jeremy and what he brings to the table, guys, it's just the same thing, same level of expertise, same level of commitment. And if he gets something wrong, he takes it personal. If anybody drops the ball, even if it's not his problem, he takes it personal, right? And so you need people like that. You need professionals like that. And I'm gonna just tell you, some of y'all can't identify people like that because you're not used to working with people like that. And so you have to, you remember, you're all building a company. You're all building a brand, right? And in order for that to happen, you have to promote from within. You have to create leadership from within, but you also have to identify people's skill sets and people character traits. Okay, so I can have a person who has an exceptional skill set, but have an equally exceptional bad attitude and bad character. That person will never ever, again, teach, train, support, do anything on this platform because you are a liability. You're a risk. You can come in there and ruin everything for everybody. Because if you have a great skill set and you have a great ego, and a horrible character, that means that you can turn around and ruin everything and steal money, steal deals, just because of your ego. Okay. Now we'll celebrate you for ranking up. We'll celebrate you for every deal you get. We'll never not celebrate you. We just won't call you a leader. We just won't give you access to ruin somebody's life. Right. But when you see people who are great individuals first, I can't see, you can't teach character. They either have it or you don't. I can teach skill set 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I can teach leadership 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I can't teach you to be a good person. Can't teach you to be humble, right? Can't teach you to be a servant leader, right? Can't teach you that. So when you find people like that, you are able to identify people like that and have this person has a unique skill set. Man, Jordan Love can't kick a field goal. He can't. Yeah, and so I'm just telling you, you know, Tom Brady, for as good as he is, he's not a running back. He probably has the slowest 40 and he probably ran a 7 second 40. So like the dude is he's not a running back. Everybody has a position that they need to play on the team. And the best GMs, the best general managers, the best coaches out there, they know how to pick the players and go out and put them in the right position. This is what you guys are seeing is something that you get a chance to see from the start. You get a chance to see how it's developed, how it's designed. You get a chance to see how it's grown organically. And 2 years from now, people are going to get here to this group and be like, wow, they got so many amazing people, so many amazing leaders, so many amazing thises and that's, but they won't know how we came to be. They're gonna what they'll say is, oh yeah, he probably recruited Landon from another company. He probably recruited, Aegis from another company. He probably recruited Angel from another company. There's always gonna be an excuse where we either bought somebody from another company or paid somebody to come over from another company or we recruited some. No, we grow organically. Yeah, you just gotta have that eyeball, the way you can recognize it and that humility the way you can delegate it. Okay? So I appreciate you. And Sabrina, matter of fact, go ahead because I know you had your hands raised for what you wanted to talk about. Then I'll go to Jeremy after you. But go ahead and come on back on.
Oh, awesome. Thank you. Again, thank you again, Mr. Bean, for giving us this platform, for giving us the access to people that we wouldn't normally have access to. When you're able to talk directly to the CEO and get his approval to move forward on whatever you're doing, that's phenomenal right there. Again, Jeremy, thank you so much. I'm so grateful for you. Just getting to know you is a blessing. Truly, it is. Your heart is so pure. I so appreciate you. I also want to thank Angel. Angel has been our rock. from the moment she brought us on board. She's been coaching us on so many things, and coaching us on how Mr. Bean and Mrs. Bean operate, to the point it's like she talks to me so much about it. It's like, Angel, you have years of this. Give me a minute to catch up. Just give me a minute to catch up. I'm getting there. Give me a minute. But she is just phenomenal. The role plays, I assist her on the role plays, and she's teaching me so much about how to be a leader for my team. Yes, I know how to be a leader, but to be a leader for a team, that whether they work or not, right? Whether they want to make money or not, that's huge, because it gives you a different way of looking at things when you understand how people think. And that's what Mr. Bean has been doing, is just teaching us how people think and how you need to think outside of them, because that's huge. Just the last couple of weeks of our team launching, twice, two big lunches that we had, and other teams are monopolizing on those lunches. That's teaching Eddie and I a lot, right? What's going on? What are we not doing? What is the team not doing? What else do we need to do? It makes you look at yourself and make you look at your team differently. Even down to this week, we literally, every place we go right now, we are talking to people. We are getting their phone numbers. We're sending out our videos from when Mr. Bean launched. Those are the videos we're sending out, the presentations. We're getting to the point of, there will be nobody that we know that don't know what we're doing.
Mhm.
That's
That's
what we're focused on. So don't care if you get mad, don't care if you get upset. I'm grateful for Angela and Miss Sherry that's always plugged in. They are they're actually affiliates, but they plug into the Millionaire Mentorship. They plug into the boot camp. They are getting themselves set up properly. And that's the reason why I invite my affiliates to be on the calls, because it changes your mindset. And so I'm just grateful to just be able to just be in this space. I'm
yeah,
grateful.
yeah. Well, I'm gonna tell you right now, this is that gratitude, and you can see, when it's happening, you can see, when people come in and transition, especially with people who are used to being um on their own, people who are used to being independent. And guys, it's one of those things where when you know the process, you're patient with the process as a leader. Because one thing I've grown up knowing that I took care of my family at a young age, and I'm talking about my mom, my sisters, my brothers, and I was my own man, and I was independent. And so when I first got into network marketing years ago, after the military, military was one, but the network marketing aspect of it showed me how to submit. It showed me how to now say, you know what, it's okay to let somebody else take the lead on something you're not an expert in. It's okay, to let somebody else have control over this segment of your life, right? And when you're dealing with people who've actually had a measurable level of success, and they run their own deals, they run their own businesses, or they're at the highest levels of professionalism when it comes to you being with someone like Dr. George, or business owners like Eddie and Sabrina, you know, you don't just come in with a title and say I'm your leader, you know, and expect somebody to just fall in line. That's not how that works. You bring people into the system, and then you serve them as a leader, right? And then you let them know, this is what I'm putting it all on the line for you. Your success is important to me. You don't have to do this on your own. And then when you put people in those situations where they get a chance to pay attention to you, the results, your impact, and your true intentions, then people start to allow you to lead them. Okay, it's an allowance. It's not an entitlement, because you come into oh, you're the builder 8,000, or you're the, the 250, or you're the 15, or you're the 25, you're the exec 25. No, or you're the VP, or no, that's not how that works. We're all grown men. We're all grown women. We're adults first. Okay. And in order to get respect, you must give respect first. Okay. That's why when you put people in a position where you're showing them that you're there for them, and you're serving them, and you're pouring into them and pouring into their teams, and doing this for their families, and they don't respond, that's fine. Then you move your blessings to somebody else. You move your favor to somebody else, right? And then you allow them to come along organically, right? And again, that's you see it all the time. It happens all the time. Dale is one of the biggest examples of that. Dale will tell you, trust me. And one of these days, y'all gonna get a chance to hear Dale's story again, like about how we met and how it went from where it is then to where it's at now. But Dale, seeing that I wasn't, it was this mano a mano stuff, and how he's raised over in the bayou, and I'm saying as a man, and he put his britches on like I put my britches on, one leg at a time type of deal. We all go through that, even y'all women who put skirts on. You step in that skirt one leg at a time, and now you're independent. But now he can't tell you nothing. Trust me, I'm not here as a leader to take over your life. I'm here to enhance it. And so I just know that the system is going to one day allow you to see who I really am and what I really mean to you, right? And what I can do for you. And then at that point in time, it's going to be up to you. So, but you'll see just that by being humble, how it changed my life and how it's changed a lot of people's lives who are now leaders and pivotal leaders in everything that they do in the sectors of life that they actually do business in. As that humility and allowing somebody who has your answers and not your problems uh, impact your life, it's a really big deal. Because Sabrina and Eddie are extremely successful in their own right. They do their own thing. They get money, okay? But there's always levels to it, right? It's always because when we had our conversation, it's always one breakthrough conversation. Boom. We had that breakthrough conversation. That's when things shift. That's when things go a whole lot faster. That's when you 10x things. And now you're going from speeding to where now you're on the autobahn in Germany where you can actually drive legally 120 miles an hour, 150 miles an hour, and there's nobody to stop you except for you or a fatality. You know what I'm saying? One of the two. So you are now putting yourself in a position where you can now go out there and go as fast as you want just by, allowing someone else, to help you get there. When you look at that, two horses, pulling a carriage, they go a lot faster, than it's just one horse, right? Think about what you would do as a business person if you had somebody like Mark Cuban, giving you advice. You think you smarter than Mark Cuban when it comes to business, right? Warren Buffett, right? Because there's people out there you have egos, and it's fine. You're human, right? It's okay to have ego until you understand that it's okay not to have one. And it's just, it's like you could have a healthy ego where it drives you to be the best that you can be. It drives you to be a winner. It drives you to be a competitor. Or you can have a unhealthy ego where, you can't take advice from anybody, and you're willing to now sabotage your future in business and the future of people around you in business based on you don't want anybody giving you advice. You don't want to have anybody pour into your people. Yeah. And so I appreciate you, Sabrina, again, for what you and Eddie bring to the table, what you guys are doing. And again, also for going out there and shifting gears and doing things on a large level, not just on the building, but on the commercial side and everything else. So appreciate you guys. And thanks for, again, that I already know you're going to be a killer when you become a mentor. I already know it. Let's see here. Jeremy, speaking of,
Thanks, sir. Thank you. I want to thank you, Mrs. Bean, for putting this all together. I want to thank you for the opportunity that you give me. I also want to express I'm driving, so I wasn't able to put anything in the chat, but all the wonderful things and that everybody has said to me, it almost made me cry, to be honest with you. Because I don't feel like I deserve that sometimes, but I appreciate everything that everybody says. That being said, this week I've overcome something that I didn't think I would ever do, and it's just because of the leadership that I get from you. Is me actually standing in the front line and giving presentations. I did the first one, and there was a lot of ands, and I watched the video back, and the videos forward, those ands and are getting further and further away. I'm getting better and better. Did 2 lives. I want to thank Dr. Arlene. She got on and actually uh, yesterday got on and listened to me and another guy. But I'm just trying to get my craft better and better and better. Besides that, I this week I've talked to a lady that's a number one salesperson in her company. She's been a number one salesperson with every company she's been with. I'm trying to get her on board. She's very interested. Her mom had surgery, so she was taking care of her mom. So I sent some videos to her, but she wants to get on the next live that we have. And I talked to you the other day about this, but guys, you never know when you're out there who you're talking to. I talked to a guy the other day who owns a business, a restaurant, and asked him if he was interested in going solar on his building. He said it was funny that you said that because we was at our business conference down in Florida with all the owners of this particular restaurant. He said that company wants to dabble into solar. They have 400 to 600 locations. I said I can take care of every location that you guys have. So that's put me in front of a lot of businesses to make a lot of money. But the one thing that I love about this group is that I'm learning to put other people first. And I always tell everybody this now. Mr. Bean always says, if I put your family first, my family will never be last. And I'm starting to see the value in it that I never used to see. And I appreciate that. So thanks, sir.
No problem. And again, just we talk about humility. You know, you probably made Sabrina cry with us. She was over there wiping her tears away, like so. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is about family, though, man. Like again, we laugh together, we play together, we cry together. We just whatever it is, we're gonna do it together. And you know, I really and truly appreciate because this when we talk about what people see from the outside, looking in. Jeremy wasn't a part of this in the beginning. Jeremy was trading and Jeremy was doing his thing. And when he starts seeing that there's some value here, he starts seeing the presentation, he starts seeing all the stuff that we was posting, and he gave me a call. And it went from giving me a call to now being my liaison, being a project manager for, the go-between between me and the commercial company that we're using for our group, right? And but he's also one of the hardest working people in the group. He knocks doors on Sunday and knocks more doors on Sunday than most people who call themselves door knockers do all week, right? And this is a guy who has a full-fledged company, a business that has multiple tiers to his actual company, right? And so this is why 3% of the people own 97 and control 97% of the wealth around the world, because the other 97% of the people they're not committed to doing what the 3% are committed to doing. It's not that they're smarter than the 97%, is that they work harder, they're more committed, they're committed to their goals and dreams more so than the 97%. The 97% are casual with life, which is why they become financial casualties, right? And so I appreciate you. You deserve every last one of those restaurants. You need to put soul on every last one of those suckers, boy. You deserve it, right? Because if you were not you, right, you were not open for business 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. When it comes to having a conversation, you wouldn't be having those opportunities. You have people right now on the screen that pass up opportunities every day. The difference between you is that you don't. If somebody looks at you, you're gonna talk to them. And that's not the norm. That's the norm for you. It needs to be the norm for everybody. If somebody walks by you, you need to be talking to them. You're not rich enough not to talk to somebody,
That's right.
right? And I'm sitting there and you're talking about if I put your family first, right? My family never be last. As I sit looking at the screen, I see Victor with his beautiful daughter right there, who he's proud of, and like since she was born. That's all he talked about doing, something for her, and that's what we do stuff for, your families. And so, and he's out there grinding, and we've done business with Victor for years, but I've never seen Victor like this. This is a different Victor. And so I know his why. I know his reason. I know every time he calls me or sends me a message, I know why I have to reply. Not because of him, because of his daughter. right? And so I appreciate you, Jeremy. Philip,
Thanks, sir.
yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Mr. Bean and everyone, I appreciate the inspiration and appreciate your leadership. And I'm just going to sum it up by saying, thank the Lord who I have access to. Someone like you, I never not used to having access to leadership, and I'm having a great effect on me, basically. And my wins this week was basically, and actually a few days before that, doing three ways. Um, doing three ways with Idris and doing three ways with Landon. So basically, learning how important that is, and the lead generation that Dale was talking about. Definitely greatly appreciate getting to know and his leadership. But basically, I got someone off of lead generation from Houston, Texas, actually, and he's a guru, I call him, because he does AI and he does so many different things. He's on his real estate, been in real estate business for over 22 years, and he has an insurance company. And basically, he saw my ad, and I gave him a call, and I was like, I want to show you the business presentation. So once again, did a presentation, getting out of my comfort zone, and in about 15 minutes, went over everything, and he kind of just was like, well, let's get to the nitty gritty. And I got to the end of it. It's like, well, man, I do want to start in January, but I would like to meet this Idris because, I want to learn about, I have some more questions. And then he met with Idris. We did the three-way. Idris summed it up, and, and they had a, great discussion. They were, related to each other. And I was just sitting in the background, just yearning, learning. And basically, after that, Idris was talking about how important it is to, he was going to be a consultant. But then he said, I want to talk to Landon now because I talked to him about Landon that y'all can relate to each other because what you want to do. His goal is pretty much to bring his company in and just give leads and do lead generation, create videos for us. And basically, if he has like 40 leads, then he may actually, he wants to give them to whoever is available. So he wants to be in the background. He met with Landon on Saturday, and it was just a done deal. I just threw my hands up. I was like, Landon, you got it. I was like, it's professional professional. When they got done, he was going to sign up Thanksgiving. He had a deal, a six-figure deal he was going to do, and I sent him a message like Landon instructed me to do. I was like, Happy Thanksgiving. I know you say you want to talk on Thanksgiving, but let's enjoy our families and let's get on the builders. I'll help you with the builders package tomorrow, get you set up. He gave me a thumbs up. But of course, he said he had something come up, but he said that next week, because I'm persistent doing Grant Cardone, I'm saying I'm going to be persistent. I was like, all right, Monday and Tuesday, I got this availability. I will want to meet with you. I'll help you get this set up, and then I can connect you back with Len. And he was like, I'll let you know what works for me. But that did something for me, and that's important three ways, and I'm looking forward to doing more of that.
Yeah. Remember, borrow credibility is important. Okay, third party credibility is the deal, and this is the thing about the luxury. I know Philip is not sponsored by either of those gentlemen. He's sponsored by Earl Beckett, who is actually building a car service right now. And so when you have the leverage of the system, it's just like Earl said, what, I got a guy, he's a great guy. He's a learner, he's a earner, he's a grinder. I'm gonna plug him into the system, right? And did a three-way with me, and Philip. Okay. Philip's a part of the system. Philip's plugging into the system while Earl's building his company. It's a brand new company he's building. That's the luxury of having, first of all, a system in place. Two, you got access to Idris on and you did a three-way with Idris. Notice he didn't do I don't have to do all the three ways, right? I didn't get that call for the three-way. Idris, boom, expertise on solar. Boom. And Landon, expertise on lead gen in that guy's space, right? In his wheelhouse. Guess what? I'm not an expert on either one of them. Okay. But now it's when it comes back around, let's talk about the money. Let's talk about the structure. Let's talk about, what I'm doing with other lead gen experts so I can show you how to have the results that they're having. So now this is where you set it up with me. And we come in, not just close the deal, we come in and we put him on Easy Street. Right. And so great job, Philip, man. Three ways are everything, bro. The third party credibility, I can't, say enough about it. It's just important that you guys know that it's not just you. And let me give you a tip also. When you believe it's just you, all your prospects see is just you. And that's when they don't join you because they want to become a part of something big, something great, something grand. When they think it's just you, they don't want to join you. They want to join a movement, right? And so get out of the way of your success. Some of you won't have success or experience success because you're in the way. You're the roadblock. Okay. Again, three ways: third party credibility, hand the ball off, let somebody else do the heavy lifting for you, and then you just come back in and pick up where they left off. And it's easier for you now to move that individual than it was before you did that three-way. So I appreciate that, Philip. Great take. Arlene George, what's up, Doc? In the words of the great Bugs Bunny. I can't hear you. You muted. Are you talking? We still can't hear you. Do I have to call Sarah, tell her to come hook it up for you? Let's
Yeah,
see here.
answers real quick.
There you go. I'm sending in the guru. I'm sending in some third party credibility.
You can talk
Yeah,
now. All right, can you hear me now?
yes, ma'am.
All right,
Gotcha.
I'm using Sarah's phone this time. So I'm actually Sarah George. So for me this week, it was everything coming together. You and the dogs go. Now that I have her phone, it's everything coming together. And for me, it was Chris Hart's training, and he threw a challenge out there. He said, if you get your description of why someone should be in business with you together and you send it to me, I'll review it. And actually I started it on Thanksgiving morning, and then I sent it to him yesterday. He started giving me feedback, and he asked me two questions. He said, one, do you want to be good or great? And then two, are you open to honest feedback? And I said, my reply was, I want it to be great, and I'm open to honest feedback. And that's exactly what he gave me. And it really taught me the power of leveraging everything that we're exposed to in the process and every experience. So I when I looked at that, I looked at, hey, you know what? I turned people over to Mr. Bean because Mr. Bean is the expert. And I'm watching him and I'm studying how he is mentoring the people that I'm turning over to him so that I can become that kind of mentor. I looked at leveraging events, leveraging training. I looked at the power of association. Sarah's doing a boatload of what Angel has taught. That's leveraging those trainings. And as she's doing that, she flexed on some folks this week. And she said, my mom put me in a position where I have multi-million dollar, multiple multimillionaires on my phone that I can call at any time and get advice. That's leveraging the system, leveraging giving people access and turning them over to the experts. And then he said, what you always, Chris Hart said, you always have to take people from point A to point B. Point A being, what is the pain point, which we also learned from Grant Cardone. And then B, what is the value proposition that solves their problem or provides a pleasure that they can experience. And that's all part of leveraging the process. Everything that we need, point A, our pain points, to point B is right here within the system that Mr. and Mrs. Bean have created. And that's what I had to take away this week, that I have to understand leveraging not only income, but leveraging the entire system.
Yeah. I'm gonna just say right now, and we can all learn from anybody. I learn from my enemies. Literally, there are people who are in the industry, direct sales, network marketing, that I can't stand, that actually stab me in the back. Okay, literally. But my wife, she'll hear me listen to their audios and stuff like that. She said, I understand how you can do that. I said, because my goals and my dreams are bigger than my disdain, that I have for that individual. It's bigger than the knife that they put in my back. Right? I don't have it. It's like, it's not about me and what they did to me. It's about what this information can do for the people who I lead. Some of these people have information that I don't have. Some of these people may have a skill set that I need to acquire. And it's more about me listening to the message instead of listening to the voice, right? And that's what it's about. It's about you having no ego. Remember, ego, edge your goals out, right? And that's what it's about. It's like you becoming a bigger person than what you actually feel for an individual. So that's one that's important. But two, the fact that the way you put it, and because I was just talking to um, the owners of the day. I'm like, yeah, at some point in time, we gotta get beyond being the owners of the company and being the owners, and then and get to being the owners of a movement. And so you have people who are going to come into this company, and if they're not allowed to walk into their greatness, and we don't utilize them for their talents, this company will never become a $1 billion uh, company. Let's known $1 billion payout company. We won't make it there. I said, you look at Henry Ford, the owner of the Ford Motor Company. So they put this man on trial to prove how dumb he was. It's just ridiculous. This man is one of the richest men in America. Created the first automobile assembly line situation, and you put this man on trial as a reporter. Basically, they had this whole mock-up to prove that he was the dumbest billionaire in North America. And he just got tired of all the questions. Some of y'all heard the story. You go look it up. And he talked about, I'm done answering your dumb questions, basically. He said, you want to call me unintelligent. Well, for all you who think I'm unintelligent, I run, a company right now that's making billions of dollars basically. And I have at my disposal a panel of buttons that I can push any button at any given time to get the answer that I want, or whatever I need to make more money or to get a decision done. I don't have to make those decisions. Basically, he delegates well. He hires well, delegates well, and he trusts, the people who he put in those positions, right? You don't have to know it all. That's a person who has no ego. He has a competitive, healthy ego, but he doesn't have any ego like every idea has to be an idea of his own just because he owns the company. That's where you lose. That's where you fail. That's where your competition will come back and blow you out and make you like the blockbusters of the world. Oh, you don't want to be a part of it. You don't want to invest in Netflix? We'll just put you out of business. The cab company, yellow cab, and all the cab companies running. Oh, you don't want to, you don't see our vision? Uber, we'll just put you out of business, right? And so there's a lot of companies out there that that are a lot bigger than you, right? That are giving you the blueprint on how to fail. Then you got companies out there that are a lot bigger than you and what you've accomplished in life. They're giving you the blueprint on how to succeed. Hey, you look at Henry Ford, again, that's just one idea of humility. That when Sarah says, I have on my phone, right? This is the coldest one line I've heard in a long time. On my phone, I have millionaires that I can call and get assistance from, get help from, millionaires I'm in business with. It's amazing how someone so young is so mature and so in their thought process so much more forward thinking than a person who is twice her age and has an ego twice the size of their bank account. Something so simple that goes over everybody's head. Everybody wants to be the deal so much that you forget that you have millionaires on your phone, right? Not saying you didn't have any before you got here, but the ones you got on your phone now are here to help you make millions in this industry. That's why these millionaires matter more than the ones that you got on your phone, right? So I appreciate Sarah for even making that because she just gave a lot of y'all a one line, a plug. She just gave a lot of y'all, hey, look, I got millionaires on my phone right now that are helping me, right? So when I said earlier, it was about you're centric, you're you centric and focus when it comes to you. It's all about me. And people think that business is only you. There's nobody around you that you're plugging into. She just opened up a whole nother avenue. Hey, all y'all have the same access to all these millionaires. And guess what? Even if you've never called Winston Navarro or J.C. Rangel or Daniel Pacheco, guess what? You still have, that's millionaires who you people who make millions of dollars who are CEOs of the companies who you have on your phone. Because if you're in a WhatsApp group, whether you call them or not, or intend to call them or not, you still have them on your phone, in your phone. And at some point in time, guess what? We can get you on the phone with them so you have access to these people. That's a plug, that's leverage, that's access. People want to know what kind of access you have. And when they know that you have access to people who are at the top of the food chain, people who made millions for other people, now they want to do business with you because they now have access to those people indirectly. They know it's not just them. They have access to your resources. You are the founder at that point in time. You're the founder of the feast. You have resources that they don't have access to that can get them to places that they probably never been before. So, Dr. Arlene, I appreciate you sharing that. And a matter of fact, I actually did a call with Sarah earlier this week, and it was a great call. With a young lady who is in insurance, and the call went very very well. And we debriefed after that call was over with, and she shared with me what she got out of that call, and it was impactful. But again, three ways and lifelines, and understanding who you have access to. So never play down your senior partners, guys. Appreciate you, Doc. Brenda.
Hello, everyone. Good morning. First of all, I want to say thank you, Mr. Bean. We had an incredible call this week with Mr. Bean and JC, and one of the prospects that I have. He's very interested in doing the side of business with solar for businesses. So that was a great call, and I want to thank you. He still hasn't had really time to do that three-way call, but we're going to get that done. That's one of the things that I wanted to share with everybody. And then the second thing is I have this, she's a prospect that I've been trying to connect, for her to come into the business for a while now. And this week, she reached out to me. So I've been sending her videos. I've been, everything that's coming new, I've been kind of updating her. She's never said no to me. So I just continue following up. But she called me this week and she's like, "Hey, Brenda, my son is buying a nice big home over here in Colorado." She's like, "And I want him to go through you to do solar. I've told him about you, and I don't want him to go with anybody else but you." Now, every time I would call her, she would never answer my calls. She was, "I'm busy, Brenda. I'm doing this or whatever." And she calls me up all excited about it. She also told me she's going to sell her home, which I told her, we can put solar in your home even if you're going to sell it. She's like, "Well, no, I want solar in the new home, but let me think about the one that I have now." And then she's also told me that she's got several friends that are interested in knowing, going solar. So I'm like, "Okay, well, I'll send you the link. You can sign up as an affiliate." I didn't mention anything about the business because obviously, I've sent her so much info and she's not, uh, right now, she's not interested in the business. But I was very excited about that because I've been following up with her and, now I got a lead and I'm going to get more leads to go solar. And she knows a lot of people in the construction business. And I even told her, because the contractor for her son's house that he's buying, I guess he's installing solar. So I told him, let me, somehow I need to get this contact so that, any lead that comes in, if it comes through you, you'll get credit for that. So I'm working on that with him, but very excited about that. So, I just want to say, don't give up, continue following up, because if you don't follow up or if you don't just, even if they get tired of you or whatever, just continue doing what you need to do. They're seeing what you're doing. So somebody reached out for me too for the water. So one thing that I understood that you said um, was be a pioneer, not an spectator. And it's all about understanding that we have a team and that we have a business. And what got to me was, I own 4 companies, like you mentioned. So I want to leverage all of those. So I've been working hard on creating each company, even the water separate, the solar separate, because I want to leverage all of them. I can't leave nothing on the table. And I know even though I haven't made a lot of sales and stuff, people are seeing that, it's real. This is what I'm doing. And one of the things that I said to myself, I'm going to start doing more videos of me because I'm the company, I'm the image. So I got to do videos of me. And that's what I've been working on to get over that fear, that talking right or doing things right or whatever. So I did a video and I'm working on more, but yeah, I'm definitely, when I understood that, I'm like, wait, I have 4 companies, I have $1 billion companies that I need to work on it and I need to let everybody know what I'm doing. So the video is out there on TikTok, it's out there on Instagram, it's out there on Facebook, and every single video that I'm gonna do, everybody's gonna know what I'm doing now. So I'm very excited and I want to thank you and thank everybody because you guys motivate me every day and just hearing, the stories of what everybody's doing. We have a great team and we're so blessed. So let's continue building. Thank you, sir.
That's cool. And I saw the video. I like it. I really like it. Like I said, and you're getting better with your videos. I'm proud of you. And so, but like I said, guys, and every time you have a call, somebody's going to get a nugget from it, right? They're going to get what they're looking for, what they came for, and that's the thing. Remember, you have people who are looking for opportunities, and you provide 4 opportunities for people, 4 different ones. So you own 4 different companies, even if you don't promote them all, right? And because you don't have to promote them, you just understanding that you do have 4 companies that you own that you actually can offer people. That's a whole entirely different level of power. That's a whole entirely different level of confidence and posture, right? And so, again, don't downplay anything that you have. Just upplay the opportunity that they have to work with you in those companies because you're the key, right? Everyone has a brand. Everybody has, something that you bring to the table that you can highlight and people can learn from and people can grow with. Also when you look at, just the doors that's opening for you because the more and more you talk about solar, if you're a solar guy or a solar gal, the more and more doors are open for you, right? You're looking at opportunities with not just you now dealing with contractors and builders. You have people in your group who are dealing with builders on a regular basis. In fact, we actually have a call coming up that I'm setting up with the owners of Freedom Forever, with one of your guys as a builder. This is like a direct conversation, that we have. So when people, that's why I said don't try to convince anybody about anything. That's not your job to convince, right? Rookies convince. Okay. Let you just go on and do your thing. They don't know the resources that you have, right? To be able to get on the phone with the owners of Freedom Forever, the owners of the Freedom, the other, bro. Everybody don't have that access, right? And so, but don't, like I said, don't sell yourself short. Don't downgrade yourself, because you have this one person that you really want to have in your organization. I'm gonna tell you, you go out there and live up to your own expectations and beyond, and you'll attract people bigger than that person you was trying to convince. Okay. And so you also, some of you guys, it's not fair, to you. Like, give an example. If you come in and say, man, well, Aegis has done all these deals. I haven't done any deals yet. First of all, you don't have Aegis's experience. Aegis has been in the industry of solar for a long time, so it's unfair to you to compare yourself to him, and it's unfair. It's not fair to him for you to compare yourself to him as well. He's earned that, right? And same thing for a lot of you and what you do for a living in real estate, what you do for a living as a realtor, what you do as an insurance. It's not fair for people to come in expecting that they should have your success based on them just being a part of something, right away. Right. So some of you guys are gonna be like a bamboo tree effect, where people won't see you, for who you are right now. But right now you're growing, you're basically learning, you're doing everything you're doing, or you talk about you're going through your seeding process, your evolution process, right? You're mastering your skill sets and everything else that you have. And then boom, when that thing hits, it hits, and there's nothing that nobody can do about it. They won't see you coming. But you could be one of the most financially stable people in the company, in the industry, actually, that then but they didn't see you. It might have took you 12 months, or it might have took you 24 months, right? But when it happens, guys, it happens. I was a bamboo tree for a long time, and to the point where when I say I quit mentally, a lot of times in my journey, but I never really just quit physically, never really just checked out the company, right? Because I was always plugged into the system, and it was always something that kept me around a little bit longer and a little bit longer and a little bit longer, to where when it finally clicked and happened, there's nothing that nobody could do about me. Went from a relatively unknown to an explosive figure in the industries that I participated in. Explosive results in the industries that I participated in. You don't go from being born broke and living a life of being broke until you use the military to get out of your neighborhood at the age of 18. I lived 18 years broke. And then after I got out of the military, from 96, I was 6 years in the military, still broke, right? And then got out of the military, and went my first from 96 to 2008, making a little bit of money in network marketing, right? Making a little bit of money. But 2008 hit, all the stuff that I had learned, all the experiences that I compounded, right? All of it came back to pay me, okay? Millions of dollars, multiple industries later. I have, created a database of information that nobody can ever take from me. I can lose all the money and get it all back again based on who I evolved into. I am money. I am success. Period. That's why when you look at Donald Trump, regardless of what you think about him, dude went bankrupt multiple times. And every time he went bankrupt, he came back and made more money. They got the money. He lost the money, but he came back and got more money. And there's a lot of stories that are out there, but they're only out there for self-made men and women, not people who were handed stuff, right? So I appreciate you, Brenda, for being that consistent individual who's always powering through, who's always at every event, who's always on every call, who's always out here, sewing into the company by doing Spanish presentations and stuff. And by the way, guys, I got the slides, so you guys will be able to actually have, thanks to Roxy, y'all will hear from her and about two people. I got two people coming up before her, but I was actually, me and her were on the same page, and we were talking one day, and the training that I did last week on the 6 steps of success, the fast start training, I did slides for it last night, and I worked on it all last night. And I think you guys are gonna love them. I'm gonna show them to y'all right after we get through hearing from Roxy. But you guys will be able to use those. You'll have access to those. So when you have a brand new person get started, you can actually sit them down, and you can go over those slides with them while you play my voice, or you can go over those slides with them and point and explain it to them, which is what I would personally suggest. So you do it on your own, but then give them the video for them to listen to it after the fact. But can't wait for y'all to see them. But thank you, Brenda, again for being who you are. And if you haven't recognized or realized this today is just about being thankful. Today is just about hearing from each and every last one of you guys what your experiences are, and allowing you to pour into the team, because this is about gratitude. This is about you guys, showing other people out there this is why you should plug in. This is why you should be a part of the team instead of being out there in these streets fighting that battle on your own, right? It's this world that we live in, guys, is going to get a lot harder, and way too hard to do it by yourself. Okay. And so fortify yourself, make sure your group is plugging in, so you can give them the assistance, even if you're not the one providing information. Give them the impact that they really need to go out there and weather a storm. James Meadows, what's up? Dr. Jim, what's happening?
Mr. Bean, appreciate the time this morning.
Yes, sir.
Well, segue into grateful. Man, I'm gonna go back to LA real quick. I'm still on the high from Mentor Academy, just coming out of there, 60 to 90 days in the business here. So I know this is a weekly win, but can I talk about November real quick?
Oh,
And the leadership. So I got this triple B threat. It's Bean, Brenda, and Barry. So I'm riding that, and man, it's been a great November. I have to shout out Idris. He's my guy. He's the mentor of the year, mentor of the month. Great model for what this business is doing and can do. I appreciate all you guys. All right, let me get to my notes here. Idris and I did about 5 consults in November, and they all went excellent. Talk about just ready. Idris will help me get the people on the phone, get myself on the phone, with the bill, without the bill. Just awesome, man. Every consult has been a great testimony to what this business is doing, and I appreciate his leadership on that. Saturday, 7 a.m. Hey, I'm here. So that's a win for me, because I am not a morning person. But I got to think about our California colleagues out there at 6 a.m. getting on this call. So
Right.
appreciate you for that. And then, man, Build is just this whole platform is offering so much. I can't even get my head around the whole thing that's offered. It's like a buffet where you can't even eat everything, but
Right.
from the calls, from the trainings, looking forward to the certification training that was mentioned in the Millionaire Mentorship call. All of it, man, is so much. If you can't fill your week up with this business, then you're missing something because it's all there every day of the week. And I just appreciate you guys so much. And I'm looking forward to Vegas, man. Can't wait.
Yeah, and the cool part about it is like, one, first of all, when we were in business back in the past, we sold coffee. We had one product, man. We made millions of dollars with that one product, basically.
Well,
And so
some of us did.
no, no, you still made millions because you were part of that system. This is where it
Yes,
comes back to
sir.
pay you now, right? This is where
Yes,
it comes
sir.
back to pay you now. You were exposed to that same environment, right? Same thing with Idris. If you ask Idris how impactful was that environment to his solar game and how busy he probably tell you it had a little something to do with it. His success. You can't be around millionaires and systems like that and not take anything away from it, right? And so it has to have helped you in some area of your life where you made some money that you weren't supposed to make because you got
Oh,
some
you
information.
know it did. You know it did.
Exactly. Exactly. So that's why I tell people when they plug it in here, guys, it's not just about solar, rain, security, and subscriptions. It's about what you do for a living. Period. Like this is transferable information. It parallels every area of your life. You just got to learn how to make it fit, right? That's what it's about. It's about being a great. You know how much better of a parent I am than my dad was, just based on the fact that how much I've learned and how much I've evolved and how much I get a chance to invest in my kids, right? My dad didn't have those tools. He didn't have those resources. He didn't have those access. He had the love, he had the passion, to make sure I won. He just didn't know how to teach me to win, right? And so that this is going to, especially y'all who have young kids, Victor, Wendy, all y'all who have young kids, plugging into leaders, people who made millions of dollars, learning their philosophies and transitioning that into your children. You understand that your generation and their generation should be totally different, right? Because they should be fortified with wealth created information as opposed to information. I'm not saying you had bad information. I'm just saying that what you're learning right now going forward from people who have, the answers to a lot of people's problems, you put your kids in a position where they are now walking out to this world prepared leaders, right? Providers for people who need jobs in the future, right? So like in a position where they never have to literally worry about money again as long as they live based on who you are right now while you're living. That's the most important thing. So this personal development is going to help y'all, and business development is going to help y'all in all areas of your life. And so you got to see just past this platform. That's why when I was with my last leader, I was with him for 19 years because you couldn't point to another person in the industry that I was in that was better than he was when it came to leadership development and making money. You couldn't. So why would I go backwards because you had a better product? Your product, you might have a better product, but he's going to show me how to make money, more money with this lesser product, this lesser system than you have with that great product because you don't know how to sell it. You don't know how to develop leaders. You don't have a system in place that's going to allow me to come in and do amazing things. You already have a cap on me in my existence. Like my team, I can't bring my team over here with you because you have a cap on your system. These are things as from a business perspective, that decisions that I had to make and stay in place, just based on who this individual was that I was following. Right. And so if you're not learning, if you're not growing, you're in the wrong environment. Here, again, if you're not learning, you're not growing, and you're plugging in 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and you're not growing, you should leave. That's why people who have like churches are volunteer armies, right? You have churches that have different types of ministries, health and wellness ministries, music ministries, entrepreneurial ministries, Christian faith, like all different types of ministries. If you're not getting fed, you should leave the church. Go find a ministry that you can plug into that'll feed your spirit and feed your soul. It's the same thing. Okay. if we're not equally yoked, and I'm talking to you one way, and it's like everything I'm saying you're not receiving, you should probably leave. That's what leadership is. Okay. Remember, you can't get that time back. Okay. And so for me, I refuse to invest my time in places I don't get a return in. If my people can't win in that environment, I'm out. Period. Okay. So appreciate you, James. Earl Beckett. Dr. Beckett is in the building.
My goodness. Thank you for the platform, Mr. Bean, Mr. and Mrs. both. And I've seen you guys in the past. And man, the conversations today have been very, man, it's almost like I need some Kleenex because it's been very heartfelt. First thing is that, and you guys on the call know it, we need Mr. Bean. We need the system. We need Mrs. Bean and versus the other way around. It's invaluable. In guys, you heard the testimony about Philip plugging in, and thank God for Mr. Landon and
Idris.
Mr. Idris for stepping in and doing things, and they're not getting paid, not directly. We need Mr. Bean. We need this system, period. It's not the other way around. So I don't want, hopefully my prayers, I never get that twisted. I'm humbled. I'm thankful. I call them Command Sergeant Major for real. And those in the military understand what that looks like. But a servant leader, because, with that kind of passion and authority, guys, he tempers it very well. And so I'm very thankful. But from a business standpoint, running a small business, how many businesses, guys, are making 50 grand, not revenue a month, 50 grand profit a month? How many of them out there? And with this kind of access and information, and the systems has taught me using affiliates, no more employees, so to speak, but affiliates. The power of that kind of leverage and duplication applies not just in this arena, but in what you do professionally every day. The value, it's unbelievable. So all of the stories, all of the things that you guys do on a weekly basis, man, I champion you guys. I'm thankful. This Angel Trend with the using just a simple thing like the digital card has helped me invaluably, to plug in and to help move things forward. So I'm excited about the launch that Mr. Bean has so graciously allowing us to do in an hour, a little over an hour with the new guy on our team, Mr. Don Johnson. I'm humble, I'm thankful, and guys, I'm finding a place to really serve the team in a bigger way. It looks like, we'll talk offline about it, Mr. Bean, in the subscriptions related to credit, to bring value to that subscription area. But I'm humble, guys. I'm thankful, and man, build. Let's build. So thank you, guys.
And like I said, when it comes to BMW, I got something with me and Mr. Pacheco. We're working on something right now when it comes to BMW. So, build more wealth side of the business is about to get an injection in the arm, bro. I got something for you. All right. All right. And so we'll take these last three real quick, and then what we'll do is let's see. So we'll go with Arlene George, Chris McHenry, then we'll do Roxy and Matt, and then we'll go. I'm gonna show y'all the slides and then give y'all access to them, and then we'll kill it on time. So Arlene.
Hold on, let me walk downstairs one more time.
Chris, go ahead, Chris, while Arlene's getting her phone together to maximize the time.
Oh, yeah, no worries. Morning, everyone. Happy late Thanksgiving. Hopefully everybody had a great Thanksgiving with their family and friends. This week wins as more persistence, just continuous conversations. I have one large alarm opportunity that I'm working with that's a builder already. We finally got North Carolina added as a state, and they should be bringing on 60 doors to add home security on. So I'm excited about that. And that builder texted me on Thanksgiving morning and said, I'm glad I found you. Looking forward to building together, which is awesome. And they're gonna blow Ripple out of the water when that comes out, because they're a home automation company. And I'm just thankful for all the people that I've been building with, partners. I've changed my vernacular to not call people recruits or affiliates. I'm talking to them as partners, because I'm like you said earlier, we're all adults. No one's anyone's boss. So when I'm talking to people, I say, I want you to bring you in to partner with you into our business, versus I want you to come in and be on my team. So I'm changing that up. And one of the main things that I valued this week and over this year is all the leaders we have access to. And I text you, Mr. Bean, saying I appreciate you coming in to my life this year, because I've never had a mentor in my life and sales and any type of business I've had. There have been people here and there to kind of give me tips or tricks, but there was never anybody that had made millions of dollars before that I could just call and ask and get notes from, and say, no, you should do this, you should do that. And, call me back next week and tell me what happened after you did that. Like, I didn't have access to that. And I was successful still, but that success had a ceiling. So now I feel like I don't have a ceiling. Like everyone said, like I have JC, I have access to Winston, I have access to Mr. Pacheco, I have access to Mr. Bean, I have access to Mrs. Bean if I need to be able to just pick up the phone and call and be able to get information, or a three-way call if I need to. And I don't use it as much as I probably need to, but I have access to it. So I really appreciate that this year. And this week really came to me just being thankful and being not just saying happy Thanksgiving. It was more of I'm thankful for you being in my life because of this. So I was intentional in all my messages to people that were in my life and explaining exactly why I'm thankful for you or whoever it was. So that's kind of my wins for the week.
You know what? I appreciate that. One man to man. Um, Again, it's just being transparent, and vulnerable for men. It's not easy for us, and so I appreciate that those words. And at the end of the day, guys, again, don't get paid one dime off Chris. Chris is not on my side of the business. He's not even in my spillover lake. He's on a whole entirely different business. So we're working together just based on the fact I like working with people who are coachable, teachable, and trainable, people who I can pour into, who really take the information that I give them and use it. Because again, you'll find that people who have access to you, they take you for granted. And so they don't really take your information and use it. They take the information and they put it in their journal, and they never apply it at all. But normally it's the people who don't have access to you, who see your value based on and appreciate it based on the fact that they don't have access to it, that they when they get access to it, they go out there and dominate. And all leaders want to see is people use the information that we actually give out. And so and the thing about it is that you think about, Chris, JC is Chris's sponsor and his mentor, his primary mentor, his primary sponsor. And they have a tight relationship. They have a tight relationship in soul, they have a tight relationship in life. Right. And so when you look at the building aspect and leadership aspect, now that's when he draws from me. He's getting something that he's not getting. And I compliment, JC on that side when it comes to Chris and his life. It's the same thing for Roberto and Veronica, same thing, for Matt and Roxy. It's like y'all have a lot of weapons in y'all arsenals. Y'all have, again, go back to it, Winston's, JC, the Pacheco's, myself, and a number of other people who can participate. It's not about who's the best leader or who's the best mentor. It's the fact that you got the best of all worlds. Okay? And so when you use that to your advantage, people see that as a benefit. They see that as them having access indirectly through you as well. And so now you get a chance to win and open up, to open up your business in ways that you can only dream about. And so I appreciate that, Chris. Keep on grinding. And it was a pleasure doing the presentation with you on Tuesday. I look forward to doing the presentation on this Tuesday with Idris. So y'all, again, we're just gonna continue to put y'all out there, continue to go out there and give y'all all the exposure. Dr. Arlene's coming up, Landon's coming up, Coffee's coming back. Matt's coming back. Roxy don't know it yet, but she's gonna be doing a presentation with me. So get ready, Roxy. You better work on it. You know what I'm saying? So it's going down. Right, Sabrina, you're being forewarned as well. So I'm just telling y'all, we're about to take over the world, and you can't do it without having a first class, world class presentation team. Period. So appreciate you, Dr. Arlene. I know you got it together. Come on with it.
All right, I've got Sarah's phone now.
There you go.
So, Kathy had asked me, how do you recruit doctors? And I had consulted with Mr. and Mrs. Bean on a potential move down to Texas. So I want to give hopefully this gives folks some ammo. So here I am at the top of my game. My immediate supervisor is not a doc. She's leaving and they say, hey, would you consider this position? I said, yes. And I gave them my terms. Well, they went to HR and HR said, by the way, this is not coded for a physician, it's coded for an administrator. So in order for her to take that position, she's going to have to take a 6-figure pay cut. Duh. Here I am in the build system, consulting with Mr. and Mrs. Bean, and they're showing me how to not make 6 figures a year more, how to make 6 figures a month. Same person, same skill set, but in one setting, a 6-figure a year pay cut. In another setting, a 6-figure a month income increase that I don't have to work for over and over again. This business is a no-brainer.
There you go. There you go. Guys, think about it for a second. When you make a decision, guys, most people make decisions for the day. Rich and wealthy people make decisions for tomorrow, right? When you look at Robert Kiyosaki, everybody on this call knows Robert Kiyosaki. Robert Kiyosaki says, I want to be an entrepreneur. I want to be a company owner. I want to be a business owner. And he said, but I don't know how to sell. So he took a huge pay cut to go from making the money he was making at that time as a pilot to go and I think it was Xerox, the copy company. He took a sales position with them just to learn how to sell. So he took the pay cut and went from $70,000 a year down to whatever it was. And at that time, that was a ton of money. But when you look at what he went down to, and then when he learned how to sell and he got an understanding on how to deal with people and companies and broker deals, then he went into business and he made millions of dollars, then billions of dollars, right? And so sometimes you got to take a step back, to take a step forward. And then at the same time, knowing that, even in Dr. Arlene's position, doesn't have to take a step back, but just knowing that she actually has the power because she calls the plays. She has the credentials. She has the resume, right? She has everything that she needs to call those shots. She's got options, okay? And so she hadn't made her decision yet. But guess what? Whenever she makes it, they're going to have to concede. She won't. So appreciate that, Doc. Okay, Roxy and Matt, and then I'll flip over into the slides, and then we can get out of here and get prepared for the 11 o'clock.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. How's
California.
everyone? Yes, it is 7:47 here. Well, yes, I want to first start off with always grateful and thankful for Mr. Bean in my life and Matthew's life. I told him the other day we were having a conversation and he's creating a system within the systems. And I greatly appreciate that because now I feel structured, we have something to follow, this like the video he just created, I was super grateful for that video because if it's like he's creating a system within the system. So now we have the steps, guys. We have the steps, to have those 6-figure a monthly income, and because that's what I'm going for. And I just feel guided and I have direction and I have a clear vision, so I completely appreciate that, Mr. Bean. And with that being said, we have here, I'll have you talk on Jenny.
Well, we did two more launches this week actually three. One was like a small one because most of his team couldn't make it. or his invites. So yeah, it's just meeting and talking to people every single day on a bigger scale, because now it's like I'm getting thrown in group chats of like two, three, four people at a time, and it's like, hey, talk to this group, let's set up a Zoom, and we're just pretty much launching and game planning with everybody that's coming onto the team now. And man, it's we're just growing like super fast.
Yeah.
And that with that video of the 6 steps was right on time, because that
Yeah.
was we're able to get that information and use that to start structuring the new wave of builders that we're bringing into the system here, and we're able to do it the correct way, and not, not fumble, not not fumble it when once we get there. So man, it's just, yeah, super thankful for all the opportunity that we have here, and the knowledge, and not being just like, come in and left stranded. We got guidance, we got structure, we got the exact method on how to do it. So man, yeah, wins are just stacking up every week.
Oh, Matt, and talk to me about Jenny. So again, when you talk about, just moving, you grinding, you got people on your team that you've attracted, David, who does a lot of trainings for the company, and just different people. But right now, the latest person who you got, on, who's actually excited about being a system. Talk a little bit about Jenny, her background, what she's bringing to the table.
Mhm.
Yeah, so she has a huge network, and
Marketing.
she has a marketing company, and her story actually with solar is pretty crazy. How did her story go with?
She's been in the solar industry for like the past 2 years. And she's when I'm talking about solar industry, I'm talking about big players like, they already have a built-in bit, built business, successful businesses that she's been trying to get into. And unfortunately, they told her that she would never make in the solar industry because she has zero knowledge, of solar. Like she knows nothing of solar. So that hit her hard. And for her to find build and to be able to, God, she sees the gold mine. She says that she's in the rocket ship right now with build. She's she just sees the vision. And she's so on board. I set a three-way call with Mr. Bean and her so we could game plan for her, because she's bringing in so many people. She already has 10 builders underneath her. And within those builders are going to bring in like groups of people within the company. So she's building big. So I wanted her and Mr. Bean to have, I wanted to have a three-way so he could help her structure her business, because she's coming in big and she's coming in with that mentality. It's like, for all those of you that said, I'm not going to make it into solar industry. Well, he wants, it's one of those things where they give you a no, but she's coming in hard. So that game plan for her, she completely truly appreciated, because she's never done a binary or worked a network, like the systems we have here. So she's somebody really big. So
And think
Yeah.
about it. Also, when you look at Matt and what he does, right? Matt's a solo role. He's on his thing. He's a mentor. She actually had a solar deal that went bad, and then she gave it to Matt. Matt killed it and also closed another one, right? And so when I was on the first three-way we did, it was a guy who was trying to talk down on Freedom, and he wasn't even a solar pro. He just gave a lead to somebody, his cousin, and his cousin never paid him on the lead. And he tried to say that Freedom didn't pay him. I said, no, you need to talk to your cousin, right? And then she jumps in, and instead of being like, "Oh my God, protect my prospect, protect my lead," she went at him. She said, first of all, I'm doing it whether you do it or not. Second of all, I gave the same lead I gave to your cousin who messed the lead up to Matt, and Matt closed it, and I made money off that deal, and I got my money, right? And so she gave credibility, to Freedom to the guy who was trying to talk down on Freedom based on the fact that he did business with his cousin. And he tried to come at me like it was his cousin. He wouldn't keep his money. I said, bro, your cousin is a human being. Your cousin is a human being who likes money just like everybody else. He just didn't pay you with the money he got. So go talk to your cousin. Okay. But right now, Jenny made sure she put him in his place. She knew exactly as a new person, right? Who wouldn't even in her the ink on her application wasn't even dry yet, came in and stood on business, right? And so now she's bringing lead generation people in, people who are going to bring a lot of money in and leads in for her. She's bringing in real estate brokers, people who are doing real estate calls. We did a 7 o'clock call for them. It was 9 o'clock for me, 7 o'clock for them. Y'all saw the flyer. There are people out there that's trying to get in this company with those same credentials, but y'all are blocking y'all's blessing with your thinking. Okay. Some of y'all think just because you want to do business one way, that's the only way to do business. Bring some people in, even passively, when as you come across people and you still be a solar pro, or you still be a rainwater pro, or you still be a ripple security pro, but still bring people in and let them do what they want to do and let the system take care of them for you and with you. Because I have no doubt that Roxy's still gonna do what Roxy's gonna do. Matt's still gonna do what he's gonna do. But guess what? Jenny's gonna come in and kill it. Whether she does it with them or not, she's gonna come in and kill it with the system. So don't kill your seed. Okay. Just go out there and work, be diligent, go out there and put your best foot forward and do what they do. They are so active. They are always out in the streets, always on social media, always. And Roxy has never found a picture that she didn't like, that she wouldn't take. She's taking pictures on 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Right now, while y'all sleeping, y'all over here trying to figure out what y'all gonna say. She's already took a picture, posted it on Instagram, and tagged me in it. You know what I'm saying? So she's taking advantage of every moment. This is what people are proactive. This is how successful people move. Their calendars are booked all the way up, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, like all the way. Like they have so much on their calendar, they don't even have time. I have appreciation for people who don't have time to do a three-way because your calendar is so booked because you have so many presentations and stuff like that going on. But then they double back and do the three ways anyway. Okay. So anything else y'all want to add before we get out of here? But I appreciate y'all what y'all bring to the table.
Yeah, I would say, man, she got her first 4 people within 10 days. She helped one of her other builders get their first 4 people within like less than a week. And yes, everybody that she's bringing in, she's making sure they all get their 4 because she's like, you're not gonna pay no more, so get your 4 and let's get a launch call, get on a 3-way with Matt, ask him all your questions. She's setting up Zooms just to answer any questions that they may have, whether it's solar or the team building side, but she just gets a Zoom, schedules in my calendar, says, hey, did you see the Zoom? Can you hop on? So she's just, scheduling the Zooms and scheduling meetings to be able to tie in her team there. So
Yeah, and she's getting ready to sell her marketing agency because she wants to go all hard with build. So excited.
That's a beautiful thing. And she's got to go, was it two utility bills a week or two deals a week? Because I know she was like, hey, I got
Oh
one
yeah,
deal.
yeah, right. In the call we were, yeah, she just game plans every single day because she wants to make sure, she has her solar pros bringing her deals and she's building and making sure her builders are bringing like you said before, just make sure they bring the 4 to pay no more. And that's working too. I've been using that. Get your 4 so you don't have to pay no more. And we have a gold mine, guys. Like, Mr. Bean talks about, I don't care sometimes. I do care, but I don't care about how I look. All I want to do is keep the momentum going and let people know like what we have and move that way as well. And people will come. People will come.
I'll attract people like Jenny because Jenny is a successful person, and they're not going to tie themselves to people who are unsuccessful, who have unsuccessful habits and broke mindsets and broke thinking. Okay. And so if your thinking and your thought process is not expansive, right, it is not conducive for wealth generation, you won't have wealth generating people join you. They'll join somebody else in the same company, but they'll look right around you and it's not going to be personal. You'll take it personal. Okay. But it's not going to be personal. They're going to make a business decision while you're making a begging decision.
Mm.
Okay. It's a big difference. Okay. So appreciate y'all for what y'all bring to the table. And again, great job with Jenny. You guys keep on taking it to the top. And what I'm gonna do right now is show y'all the slides. And so I'll also put the link in the chat in just a moment. But let's see here. So here, the 6 steps to 6 figures. Can y'all see it?
Yes, sir.
Oh,
I can see it.
awesome. Awesome. So basically, this is me and I'm not, this is not my expertise. So hopefully it's appeasing to the eye at this moment. We'll always make some upgrades. But again, you just kind of want to make sure that people see what you got going on, while you're going through it. Course content, obviously like a table of contents, basically. Project 10,000. This is our mission. This is our agenda, right? Over the next 5 years to help 10,000 families create a $5,000 per month residual income over the next 5 years. Fast Start training is going to be, this Fast Start training is going to be the foundation that everyone will use to make it their reality. So we are impacting the economy in many households as we speak. Okay. So this is an ongoing process, and this is our agenda. Okay. Step number one, what's your why? Obviously, when you want to get, when you're talking to a person about their why, you really want to figure out why they're doing this business and what they can get out of this business and what this business can do, what part of their life it can impact, what part of their life it can change, right? But also, you want to give them, talk about their business goals. Okay, they don't know business goals, so at the end of the day, you want to introduce them to them. A couple, get four and pay no more. 3 utility bills. Okay, Builder 500. And you want it done in 30 days. And if they miss the 30 days, it's fine. Get it done. But the wall of flames, and talk about how the impact that comes with doing it in 30 days. You look at selling a water, have a water system sold, or two or three or whatever. But you want to give them some goals, that they can actually hit. Okay. Number two, get certified ASAP. Complete the Freedom Forever and the Rain H2O certifications ASAP. And so Mrs. Bean is working on the Rain H2O certification as we speak. So that should be, in the back office in the future once they wrap it up and put a button on it. But the certifications are in your back office. Watch the videos and answer the questions. Notify your senior partner upon completion. Real simple. Okay. Build a list of contacts. Step number three. So, like we talked about in the video, again, identify what parts of the business you're going to promote. If it's going to be, the building side, you want broker candidates. If it's going to be, water sales or solar sales, you want basically career candidates and homeowners, 50 to 100 homeowners, right? And so these are just some simple numbers that you can get a person started on, and then after a week or two, you know, and you teaching them how to invite, or teaching them how to, cultivate their sales pitch or whatever. You'll continue to have them add more and more names on that list and build that list up, because they have more names on their list, and so, but the more you work with them to go through that list. And the more confidence they have, the more they will add on it, and the better they will be with those new names as well. Also, when a person has a big list, guys, the bigger the list is, the more confidence they have, and the less they care, right? And so you don't look needy. Because some of you have people who will come to the table with 10, 20, 30, 40 names on their list. And when they talk to somebody and they get one no or two no's, all of a sudden, yeah, they get gun shy, and they look at their list like, I got a small list and I don't want to ruin the rest of these names. And they just stop, right? And now they go into, perfection mode, and I got to get this done, and I got to learn this thing the right way. When you have 90 people on your list, 100 people on your list, 200 people on your list, you really and truly, it's a numbers game at that point in time, and you're not begging, and you don't care because you got 99 more names, right? And so you're learning from that phone call, but you have 99 more names to call. So one, you're not going to stay on the phone with that person 24 for an hour or two. You get that person on and off the phone because you have phone calls to make. Okay. 6 checkers. So this is how you categorize your list. Wealthy people, like I said, wealthy people can afford to buy anything that you're selling, period. And they also understand the value of what you're selling and how it's going to save them money and add health to their life when it comes to the water. Guys, you don't have to convince rich and wealthy people, to buy what we sell. You just got to convince yourself to stop selling to broke people. Okay. So, two, have enough money to start. Basically, it's a dollar sign. If they can get started on 149 or $200, preferably $200, based on what it's going to do for them, they got $200. You know they have $200. They have a credit card or whatever. They get a check. Okay. They own a home. They own a home. They get a check. Right. They have influence. They have influence. They have a following. You know, like Jenny and people who we communicating, like Barry. You know, they have influence. Right. They get a check. Okay? If they're a go-getter, self-starter, boom. You don't have to. You know, they're gonna be on every training. They're gonna be at every event. They're gonna be out in the field grinding, making phone calls. You without you calling them and reminding them, you don't even have to worry about them because they probably do it faster than you. They get a check. If not, they don't. Okay? They have no ego. They have basically no problem taking advice from you, getting corrective criticism from you. These people they just want to get better. They want to learn, right? And they're going to follow the system. They get a check. So you're going to have some one checkers, three checkers, two checkers, five checkers. When you get that check, and you look at that list, you want to start with your six checkers. Okay. You want to start making phone calls to your six checkers first. All right. Then your five checkers. Then your four. I'm gonna tell you by the time you get to your four checkers, guys, you'll probably have made so many phone calls and have found so many business partners that you're gonna have to force yourself to get to your three checkers, your two checkers, and your one checkers. Right. And that's why you want to make sure you categorize it and you move in that flow. Right. The best to less. Okay. Because everybody who's on your list is on somebody else's too. Right. And so everybody who's on your list who have a house, they on somebody else's door knocking list, on somebody else's lead gen list, on somebody else's cold calling list, on somebody else's warm market list. All these people are on somebody else's list, but it's about who gets to them first, not who has the best information, best systems. Guys, the reason why people are not buying freedom forever is because they don't know freedom forever exists. They don't know that they have the best price points. They don't know that we pay better commissions because you haven't told them yet. So they're going to other companies for water. They're going to other companies for solar. They're going to other companies for business opportunities because you won't open your mouth, basically. So it's about who gets there first, okay? Not who is the best. So when you get there first and you are the best, when they hear something from somebody else and it don't line up, they'll come back to you if that's the case. But book four showcases. And showcases, guys, you can do four showcases for um, the sale, four showcases, to recruit. Those showcases are showing what you have to offer. So when you're talking to people, make sure they understand that. And it's not just four showcases just to recruit a person into the company, right? No, you have Tupperware showcases where people who do Tupperware, they sell bowls in plastic, right? They have knife showcases, and so remember the showcases are multifaceted, double-edged sword type situations where you can do one or the other or both. Okay. Book a calling party, guys, and this is to master your inviting and sales. Book a calling party. It can be done on Zoom, right? Y'all can be in 5 different states. Everybody's on Zoom. Everybody can hear everybody make those phone calls, and you have a leader. Let's say, like, because Angel, she's been a part of our system forever. We do calling parties. We've always done calling parties. Idris, we've always done calling parties, right? And so make sure y'all doing those calling parties so you can teach your people how to maximize each and every phone call. So the other thing about a calling party is this. That's why it's really good to have you have yourself go through the Grant Cardone program as well, so you can learn some stuff that you can teach them at those calling parties. Also, make sure they're plugging in, and that way they get on Grant Cardone's program, and boom, they can get in there and learn some stuff. Also, I got some things that one or two videos from Chris Hart that I'm going to chop up and bring it all the way down, to just the pure information on on solar cells, the solar mindset, and things like that, because I want to be able to have something that people can listen to and say, okay, let's get to the nitty gritty right away. Let me hear what my mindset's supposed to be. Let me hear what's in the mindset of the other homeowners and people who I'm trying to sell these products to, right? And so when you have this type of training, you have this type of these type of resources, and you start to have calling parties with your people, and And after every 4 or 5 phone calls, you're giving them, you're giving them some advice. Or even after every phone call, when they're on the truck calling party, you're giving them advice. This is what I would have said. I wouldn't say that no more. That type of thing. This is where you become the leader. This is where you show leadership and people start to respect you and you become somebody's hero, right? Because the worst thing you can do is have a person with 100 people on their list. They got 700 on their phone, but they blow through the first 50, 60, 70 people making the same mistakes, saying all the wrong things. They're not going to go back and call anybody else, right? And you can't go back and and undo what you've done. So again, this is where leadership starts, guys. Making sure your people are prepared, make sure they're equipped, to go out there and fight the good fight. All right, become a product of the product of your products. Okay, so become a living, breathing, walking billboard that shows your prospects and audience that you believe in what you offer or promote. So, and I see I got a typo right there. Uh, Test drive the rewards, benefits, and use the services, in the Smart Money Club. Can't say that enough. Right now, if you don't have a credit score where you can go get anything you want, you should be working on your credit right now before you actually need it. Okay. So that's one thing. Having a credit repair, testimony or credit enhancement testimony, even if it just took your score up, 20, 25 points, 50 points, whatever it is. Again, that's a part that you can use to sell, right? But also, things like Top Kyrie has the T-shirt story. I don't know if I think it was with Old Navy, the Old Navy T-shirt story, right? Sabrina and Sabrina has the stories when it comes to the movies and things like that. Idris has a story, at the hotel with his mom, right? And so you had all these stories, right? And notice I remember the stories, right? So do other people, right? And so when you start telling these stories about, what you actually are using and what you're benefiting from, that actually comes with the $200 position, as people upgrade if they have an affiliate program or they have a consultant position, they'll upgrade not because you want them to, they'll upgrade because because it's smart to. Remember, you're always informing people and educating people so they can make a decision that's best for them, not what's best for your pocket. Your pocket is going to benefit as a byproduct of you putting people in a position where they win based on that decision that they're about to make. Okay. Upgrade your home, with our services. Purchase the solar, water filtration, and or the security system. One, two, or all three. Hey, guys, for me, it's all three. I already have solar. I already have the water. Like right now, my sons, I'm gonna tell you right now, my sons, they love going to get water. Guess what? Because all they have to do now is take the jug from the water machine to the sink. And instead of going out to the garage and getting one of those 8, big bottles and packing that 5 gallon thing, I just take it from the machine when it's empty, go fill it up, boom. And we don't even have to ask them. They do it on their own now. But having that in the house, saving all that money, right, is for us, again, from electricity and from water, it's a real big deal. Okay, so whether people buy it or not, I'm already making money off of it. Remember, savings is the new earnings. If that money was supposed to leave your household to be income for someone else, and it stays in your household as savings, it now becomes income for you. Okay? You hear me say it sometimes in presentations, but I want to say it where you get a really good understanding. So even if you don't say it, you understand it and you emanate that. Right? But it'll normally be, again, one, it would normally be the one that you prefer to market. So start with the one. If you're a solar guy or solar gal, get the solar on your roof, right? If you're a water guy or water gal, get the water in your house. Whatever it is that you get, you're a single female, you should have Ripple, right? January is coming. So you want to be able to have something that we offer that you believe in, okay, that you can actually share what your experience and your testimonial is to people. Okay. Number 3, level up to the builder brokerage. So builder allows you to maximize the benefits and everything that we offer while setting the proper example for all of your future partners. One of the first things that people are going to ask you when you get started is what position you get started at. Okay. And so they want to see where your belief is. They want to see where your understanding is. They want to see if you have where your value is. And if they hear anything other than the builder one, then they know you don't have value for the full system. regardless of whether you're just a solar expert or not, solar pro or not. Okay, because you can actually make more money by savings building being on the builder than you can while you're waiting for a solar deal to close. So it can offset the money that you invested in the $200 and $100 a month just by saving money that you would have been spending anyway. So that's all about how you look at it, right? And so again, people who are extremely wealthy, that's how they think. They don't think about what's going out. They think about how they can offset what go out and have more staying in or coming in. But that upgrade or for that package is where you really want them to be. That's a goal for them. Plug into our proven system, okay? Zooms, Solar Mondays, door knocking, sales trainings, and more. Lead generation, master the scripts, role playing sessions, lead generation systems. These are things that people ask for. 8-point system, track your daily activity, give yourself the points, and achieve no less than 8 points a day. Leadership development, millionaire mentorship training, leadership boot camps, assigned mentors. Okay. And so we have a system. And when people are plugging into it, they actually do really very, very well. And the last slide, get registered for the next event, period. Okay. That's what it's about. It's about you putting people in a position to actually win. Okay. And that next event will do just that. Make sure they get recognized for it. Make sure they get recognized at that event. Make sure they see the value of going, and that's where big events. That's where big decisions are actually made at those events. So as we wrap up, let's see here. I will be putting uh, the actual slides in the group, and so that way y'all can get off and start to invite or remind your people to be on the calls today. But today, again, it was just an opportunity for us to be thankful for one another. Each and every last one of us play a role in our success, as a family. And so I'm grateful for each and every